Parents of Reddit with identical twins. What experiments are you secretly running? I have 15-year-old identical twin girls, and the only weird incident that ever happened with them was when they were in 5th grade, separate classes. They were asked to make a picture for art class of something to do with winter. They had made almost the exact same picture, a snowman, kids sliding, and a house. Same amount of clouds in the sky with one bird and a bright sun. They had a choice to draw anything they wanted. I thought it was pretty neat. They ended up coming home with the same drawing. Twins are on their way now, any day now. I plan to name them both Christopher to see the confusion between many people over the course of their lives. Our twins are mirror image, which makes them interesting to watch as they grow up. One is right-handed, the other is left. They naturally gravitate to the same places in the car, at the table, when they walk, etc. One is far-sighted in the right and nearsighted in the left. The other is the opposite. They have different personalities and swear the other one is the ugly one, even though most people can't tell them apart for a while. I constantly call their names wrong, but they are used to it and answer, unless it's for a chore. Then I get the sigh. Every so often I'll pinch one to see if the other will scream. I'm an identical twin, and my brother is 15 minutes older than me. When we were 20, our mom told us that we were part of an experiment where we were told the wrong birth order. At first neither of us believed her, but she showed us a document detailing the experiment. I laughed at it, but I didn't really care. Being the younger twin does not really matter to me. My brother, on the other hand, got irate. During our lives he has been the one to take the lead on things. This experiment completely undermined his role in our relationship. Turns out, there was no experiment. Our mom just wanted to see how we would react. My brother started seriously questioning some of his attitudes. I'm the older twin by about 15 minutes. The only thing that gets me is being able to say stupid jokes. Some of my favorites include, "Respect your elders," said with a crap-eating grin. "When I was your age." Proceed to tell him what I was doing 20 minutes ago. "You'll understand when you get older." Once again crap-eating grin accompanying this statement. I'm an identical twin, and my dad liked to play baby wrestling. He'd lay out a blanket, put each of us in a corner and place a bottle in the center. We then had to wrestle, and to the victor went the bottle. No secret experiments. They are adults now, but it was obvious they were 99.9% alike as little kids, so experiments didn't occur to us. They're still very alike, with the major difference of having married women who couldn't be more different from one another. They're still very alike, with the major difference of having married women who couldn't be more different from one another. Mother-in-law talk for one of them is a B. As someone with an identical twin brother, I can confirm that my parents were very curious to see if we would develop similar personalities and interests. And for the most part, we did. We're both somewhat introverted, my brother more so than me, but have basically the same interests and are essentially as smart as each other, although in slightly different areas. I think that we're more introverted partially because we actually got along and didn't have to find friends as much because we always had one who wasn't going anywhere. Also, my name starts with an A and is with a Z. And you wouldn't believe how many people ask if that was intentional. It wasn't. They just liked those names. Also, the constant dong size question, which we've never tested and never will, cause that's weird, guys. You wouldn't ask your non-identical brother how big his dong was, would you? Twin brother here. Measured dongs when little. We generally dressed our boys with one in blue and the other in red. This was done mainly so there was a differentiator at a glance, and so photos would be somewhat easier to tell apart. 10 years in the future, now I'm trying to figure out if any of their individual personality quirks are related to that early decision. Easygoing versus stressed out, etc. Probably not, but I'm discovering parents worry about the stupidest stuff. When my brothers-in-law were young, their father told them they had been a mix-up in the hospital, so Fred was Dave and Dave was Fred. A crisis of self ensued, including switching personalities until he revealed the truth. He's not Red, I am. Honestly, woman, you call yourself our mother? None yet, but I'll take suggestions. Tell them that every person has a twin. One good, one evil. Normally the evil twin is identified and taken away to Evil Twin Island, Australia. Obviously, yours are still together because you haven't been able to figure out which one is the evil one yet. Identical twin here. Up until 2 years ago my brother and I were part of our parents' not so secret experiment. The plan was to not tell either of us who was the older twin, in this case by 45 mins, until our 21st birthday, the idea being that growing up one guy didn't think he was the elder brother so should call the shots all the time, and that by the time we reached 21 we would be mature enough to not care about it. The experiment completely backfired. They just managed to build it up for years. I still bring it up all the time that I won out and was officially crowned twin number 1. From my experience they are all running the experiment. How much harder can I make it to keep the two straight by naming them Braden and Brandon instead of just giving them two distinct names like a rational freaking adult? One of my best friends has twins. I asked him in jest one day which one got the soul. He feigned laughter with a haha, that is so funny, and then followed it up with a dead serious error. When my twin brothers were little, my dad convinced them they have to share a brain. They each got half. He still likes to walk into whatever room they're in and loudly proclaim 2 boys, 1 brain. Son A gets Gatorade. Son B gets Powerade. Whoever dominates the other in academics and athletics by age 18 will go on to become the favorite son. I'm a woman who has a twin brother, so while not what OP was going for, my parents did various gender studies, so to speak. Not really deliberately, just stuff like if your boy and girl twins share a room, and that room is stocked with dolls and guns, who's going to go for what? Answer: neither of us went for the dolls, but bro went for the toy weapons and I just obsessed over the Legos. The funniest one my mom remembers though was getting passports for both of us, and sending in the pictures for us both with the backs labeled. My brother was in a yellow onesie, and I was in a turquoise blue one because it matched my eyes or some such. The passport office called to confirm with her that she labeled the pictures correctly, because surely the girl was the one dressed in yellow because blue is a boy color. Anyway, perhaps not what you wanted OP, but you looked like you were lacking answers so thought I'd provide one. As the youngest girl with 4 older brothers, my mom didn't bother buying me any girl toys until she found me playing house with a couple of cars. I have a twin brother. Our parents decided to name us the closet as possible. Our names are a letter difference and pronounced the same in certain cultures. Needless to say, the experiment wasn't so secret. In high school I wasn't in the yearbook for 3 years because I was thought to be a duplicate. We shared the same classes some years, which allowed for some freak ups when comes to grading. He would have never passed algebra 2 without my grades. We now work at the same place but different departments. I get emails from his co-workers as he does mine. So thanks mom and dad, you have perfected the troll. We refuse to tell anyone who was born first because we don't want anyone, including them, to make any assumptions about them based on their age. Like this one is older so she's the leader, or that one is younger so she's more laid back, etc. Not even their grandparents know. Oh, and they're mirror identical twins, which is just an experiment in and of itself. Their cowlicks spin opposite directions. One favors her left hand. She still writes with her right hand but will paint and draw with her left hand. Fun times. I don't dress my twins, 22-month-old identical boys, alike, and their personalities are as different as they could be. Twin A is a cuddle bunny, but twin B, aka El Hafer, is not one to frick with. Last night he knocked over a block tower that my hubby was building with twin A, threw his hands up, and said, "What now?" It's funny and a little scary at the same time. I've always wanted to switch families for a day just to see how long it would take for them to notice, but no. My brother's a B. Probably scared you would frick his wife. Not a twin, but my brother and I look very similar, except for his facial hair, as I am a lady without facial hair, but we have the same coloring, same big curly hair, same face, same kind of shape, vocal tones, laugh, etc. Every time I visit, his baby son gets very confused and looks back and forth to both of us trying to figure out why he has 2 daddies. It's very cute. My dad's brother looked a lot like him. My nephew was about 2 when my uncle came to visit the first time. My dad had stepped out, so when my nephew arrived, it was just my uncle there. Well, my nephew assumed it was his grandpa and climbed right up in his lap. He was as happy as could be until my dad walked in. He was freaked out, to say the least. Mine are adults now, and one of them even has her own twins, but they are fraternal. Anyway, just last year our identical twins told us that one of the things we did as parents actually worked. We tried not to raise them as twins. We said they were sisters who had the same birthday. We didn't let other family members call them the twins. We insisted on individual names. We did not dress them alike. They were in different classrooms whenever the school had 2 classes for the same grade. So, last year they told us that they did not realize they were twins until sometime around 3rd grade. They both remember sitting in their bunk beds in 2nd grade and talking about how it would be fun to have a twin. I'll call that a parenting success. My mom had an identical twin who is my aunt. Obviously, my aunt is taller, maybe 5 feet 6 inches. My mom is about 2 inches shorter. My mom told me this experience that they had the same dream about a dark tall figure standing over them in their bedroom when they were 9. It didn't say anything, just stood there in the same spot. In both of their dreams they both woke up at the same time and just stared at the spot all night. Definitely kinda scary, but that's the only thing like that has happened to them. Pretty sure there was just a dude in their room. We have fraternal twins. Only my wife and I know which one was born first. We want to see what happens when neither can claim to be the older sibling. They just turned 2. Good luck with that. Our fraternal twins are 6 and have recently started having screaming matches with each other over who is oldest. We're not telling. I had to separate them the other day before it got bloody. Good times. When we were little babies, our parents would put special socks on our feet to tell us apart. Our older brothers liked to switch the socks to confuse our parents. There's a 50/50 chance I'm actually my sister. A friend of mine has twins with the same issue. She has no idea which baby was named what at the hospital, but says I'm pretty sure I haven't switched them since maybe 5 months. Identical twin here. When I was learning to write, my uncle was living with us and becoming a neurologist at the same time. At my high school graduation he asked me if I was still left-handed. Little did I know, when I was a toddler he would color with us and move the crayon I was drawing with from my right hand to my left. I'm still left-handed BTW. I have an identical twin brother. We're so similar it's stupid. We shared a room, played all the same sports, have the same group of friends, roomed together in college, have an apartment together, and work in similar fields. My parents didn't even need to do anything to enjoy observing any nature versus nurture between us. They told us we didn't have to do everything together if we didn't want to, but we didn't care. We would occasionally dress the same for fun and switched places on more than one occasion. It's a fun time. Finding ways to see if there is some weird connection between them. I have identical 3-year-old girls. The girls had a couple small stuffed bunnies from Easter they were obsessed with during this time. One of them was in the hospital a while back for a respiratory illness. One night she was saying her sister wanted her bunny very adamantly. Her sister was staying with my mom an hour away, and out of sheer curiosity I called and asked my mom if that twin was looking for her stuffed bunny at the time. She was. Now it is likely pure coincidence since they both loved the bunnies at this time, but I like looking for any weird connections between them that just make me go WTF, how do you know that? My twins are but 3.5 years old, but one of the biggest trip up I have is they will shift personalities. I call it body swapping as a joke, and no, I know I am not confusing them. Just randomly one day the quirks one had, latest was sniffing armpits to fall asleep, will just transfer to the other, and the first one that was oh so obsessed now could care less. It happens approximately every 4 months. And at this point I feel like my husband and I should start placing bets on what habit or obsession is going to be transferred next time. Winner gets a spa day. Show one The Office US. Show the other The Office UK. Then, let nurture do its thing. Well, the one with the UK version will be done a lot sooner. We actually had boy-girl twins that looked very much alike as babies. People would ask us, are they identical? We would say, no, it's a boy and a girl. People more often than not, genuinely, would say, yay, but they look an awful lot alike. How do you know they are not identical? Dang, twins run in my family, none in my generation, but I'm told it sometimes skips one. And this thread is giving me horrible, awesome ideas in case I ever end up with them. I have fraternal twin boys. I always thought it would be hilarious to circumcise one, but not the other. Wife did not agree. Foreskin for everyone. Eeny meeny miny wennis, one of you will lose some penis. You have been visited by the Bapis doggo of good old times. Comment drink well doggo to get infinite Bapis. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.